Hey everybody, it's Jennifer. Welcome back to Journal Sleep Repeat. So in this video, I haphazardly try my best to switch out the covers of these planners. So I will be using these two planners moving into 2023, and I have never been crazy about the covers. So instead of buying a whole new planner, I'm trying to save some money and just kind of do this myself. I tend to struggle a little bit in this video because this is kind of my first time really using the whole happy planner stuff. So just bear with me. So I picked up this coloring book from Hobby Lobby a few weeks ago, and I did a haul on my channel, so scroll down and check that out. So I love these flowers. I love this artist. I don't know her. This is not a sponsor video, but I love her art. Check her out. There is her website information. So let's get into the video. Alrighty guys, so I'm opening up this coloring book and I'm gonna look for some pages that I like, that I want to use on the front of my journal and on the back. So I think I'm going to go with this one. I'm really loving like the whole black and white look. When I purchased this coloring book, I really didn't intend to color any of the pages, although I love coloring. I just really like the black and white contrast. So I'm just kind of measuring out if this is going to fit on this planner or not. And then I'm going to go ahead and remove this original cover. So I do want to say this is actually not a happy planner per se. Like if you look in the back, this is not a happy planner brand. I actually purchased it at D.I.Y's. So it's like a happy planner knockoff, but I'm just calling it a happy planner. So I'm just attempting to measure here with a colored pencil. My measurements are not going to be like totally on point here, but I am trying my best to line it up. So now I'm tearing off the page that I want to use on the back of my journal. So I'm just trying to figure out how to tear this out. The great thing about this coloring book is that the pages are kind of pre-cut, so they easily tear out. You don't have to worry about trying to tear out these pages and them just ripping. So now I'm going to work on the back cover of the journal, again just kind of lining things up with my colored pencils. So I'm going to go ahead and cut off the extra and try my best to get this all lined up. So I'm going to use my little cutter thing to just cut off the excess, and this little cutter thing isn't the biggest. It's pretty small, so everything, like, it didn't fit in there, but I think I got it pretty good. It's looking a little bit bigger, but I'm thinking once I hole punch it, it might line up correctly. So here is where I make a huge mistake. I went ahead and hole punched these before I laminated them. I don't know what I was thinking. I guess I was so anxious to get these things onto my journal, and I was like, oh my gosh, what did I just do? So now I'm going to go ahead and laminate them, and hopefully I can align it just right. But yeah, so here I am about to laminate these papers. So I'm going to double laminate because I want a nice solid thick cover. I noticed when I ran it through the laminator with just one laminating pouch, it was a little thin. So you see me here just putting two laminating pouches onto the paper so it's nice and thick. I will say be careful, because when I was getting ready to hole punch, I was like, oh my gosh, I do not want to break this hole puncher because it was $40 and I ain't got it like that. So be careful with that. And so then I noticed things started to like crunch up here, and I was like, oh my gosh, I was struggling with the laminator too. So I was just kind of struggling throughout this whole process. So it's coming through the laminator, and then I'm gonna go ahead and laminate the other one as well. Okay, so these have been laminated, and I tried my best to kind of cut a rounded corner because I don't have the little tool that cuts a nice round corner. So I thought that if I put these through the hole puncher again, that I could line it up and, you know, I wouldn't have to do anything extra. But when I ended up hole punching it, the holes were different and they didn't line up. So I was like super bummed about that. But what ended up happening was I cut that part off. So I put it in the little cutter thing and just cut off the parts that have the Happy Planner punch in there. And then I just hole punched again. So it wasn't like perfect, but I just made it work. So I just punched in some brand new holes there. And like I said, running it through the laminator with 2 pouches did make it a little hard to hole punch. I was praying that I did not break my hole puncher. So just, you know, use that as your own discretion. So here is the final product. So I noticed that the page is a little shorter, so the tabs do seem to stick out a little further, but I actually prefer that look and I don't mind it as much. Again, you may want to be careful around the corners because sometimes when you laminate things, it could be a little sharp. So just be careful with that. So I feel really good about it. It came out, you know, pretty good considering this was my first time and I was struggling. So I was so inspired that I changed the cover of my habit planner tracker as well. So I feel like so much better with this new cover on it. I feel like these art images are like more me. I feel really inspired to like get in here and like make my plans. So it is the next day and I just wanted to show you guys the finished product of all the planners that I did. So this is my personal planner. That's the back cover. This is the front cover. I feel like this design matches my personality and I'm really looking forward to using these planners in the new year. So that is for all my personal stuff. And then this next planner is my work planner. I'm really into flowers, so I use that as the front cover, more flowers on the back cover. I'm really into the black and white contrast right now, so I feel so much better that these new covers are on. So I also switched out the cover for my habit planner tracker, catch-all, everything journal that you guys have been seeing a lot of lately. So I just took a picture of a journal entry and printed it out and was really loving the flowers. This is probably one of my favorite journal entries. And then in the back, I just put a piece of cardstock and laminated it. In the back, it's just pretty simple. So I'm really loving this whole kind of like happy planner setup because it's just so easy to just switch things out, and I tend to get bored with a certain look, so I really love having that option to switch things out as needed and to recycle and use some of these tabs and stuff again at a later date. Thanks so much for watching this video. I will see you guys in the next one. Take care. Bye.